Hola, hola amigos, estamos otra vez aquí en la clase, here again, and ¿por qué no los dos? Clase de español, esta es la clase número 2. Let's remember what happened in the first class. I said that I would like to teach you Spanish, going with the idea, introducing words or ideas that you already know in your own language. And that will make easier to remember. It's like the glue of the memory. Also, I said that for me, very important pronunciation, because after all, we can be very wise in one language, but if we don't pronounce well, it's more like can you say that again? How, what? To avoid all that, and then the more the person asks, can you repeat, it seems that we can repeat less, right? Because, oh my goodness, they're not getting it. Anyhow, we started with the A, E, I, O, U, something very basic. And I told you the great thing about Spanish that doesn't matter where is the place on the word, it's always going to be the same pronunciation. A is going to be A, E, I, etc. Doesn't matter at the beginning, at the end, between R or T or D, doesn't matter. Well, today, continuing, we're going to progress on this idea. We're going to see words. One, at least one you already know for the comparison of words I'm going to do. And we're going to see just the variation is in the vowel sound. So we have here, we have the word. I'm going to let you pronounce it because I'm quite sure you know it now how to do it. Okay, probably you say color. And here in the bottom we had calor. So if I'm talking very fast, you have to catch, what did I say? Did I say color or did I say calor? And then here's where I want to emphasize the pronunciation of this. Color, calor. We're going to get into the meaning if there's one that you don't know, okay? Then we'll have here the word pollo. We used it last time, the word pollo. And this one I'm going to let you pronounce it by yourselves. Pillo. This is pollo. This will be pillo. Pollo, pillo. Color, calor. This one that we're gonna like, I think. We had the word área and the word Oreo. Área, Oreo. See? So it's like it changes. And talking fast, like we do, it's good to hear the difference between área, Oreo. Well, let's start with this one. We said color, calor. Now, let's make color. We talked about this last time. We know I don't have to explain. Calor will be the heat. The heat. I'm going to give you a sentence, hopefully, and something that you can relate to. I have this sentence that says here, el calor. This one. El calor in Georgia es perpetuo. El calor in Georgia es perpetuo. Now, I'm gonna read it like a normal conversation. Ay, el calor in Georgia es perpetuo. Perpetuo, meaning to sound perpetuous. Let's make here a parenthesis with this word, because we're gonna learn something that is going to be good for many words in English. When you pronounce perpetual, sounds like a ch, perpetual. For us, no, we don't have that. We don't have, this is a t, this is a T, and we talk about the T with our tongue behind our upper teeth. Perpetuo. Perpetuo. We don't change here any sound. It's a T and it's a U. Perpetuo. calor en Georgia es perpetuo. That's a good sentence to use. Maybe where you're from, also, el calor seems to be last forever, right? El calor en Georgia es perpetuo. For our next one, which was, one is pollo and the other one is pillo. Grand difference there. And then playing a little bit with words here. Pollo, we already know is chicken. I remember that famous program that they talk a lot about a restaurant called El Pollo Loco. And here I had a pillo. Pillo is a kind of funny word to say thief. Someone that steals, a thief. We can call it pillo. We can call it many things, but this one is kind of cutesy name for that meaning. Pollo, pillo. And as a sentence to remember, el pillo, the thief, robó un pollo. The thief stole a chicken. So, I'm using both words, right? But emphasis, pillo, pollo, pillo, pollo. So we hear the difference. Pollo, pillo, el pillo robó un pollo. Next one, I have área. Please, please, please remember, this is Spanish. A, E, A. Área. Área. No, area. Área. Emphasis I am making here. Always the same. Always the same. A, E, A. Área. O, R, E, O. Oreo. Área, Oreo. To remember this one, when we got to the store and we went to know where the Oreos located, those delicious treats, Oreos, we can combine them and make a sentence. ¿En qué área están los Oreos? ¿En qué área están los Oreos? ¿En qué área están los Oreos? In which area? I mean, it's obvious, right? Are the Oreo cookies, right? ¿En qué área están los Oreos? Well, that's a review for A, E, I, O, U. Before I move on, I have, can you read it by yourselves? P-A, P-A, and an accent, a little line here that tells me it's gonna be strong. This one is gonna be stronger than this one. Pa, 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 papa, and I have, when I give it a try, P-E-P-E. That will be Pepe. Papa, Pepe. Papa means father. Pepe, let's put it like this. You have in English the name Joseph. And the nickname for Joseph, if I'm not mistaken, is Joe. We do too, just in Spanish, obviously. And that's gonna be Jose, 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 and our Joe, the nickname for Jose in Spanish is Pepe. Jose, Pepe. You had Joseph, Joe, Jose, Pepe. And the contrast I had before was Papa y Pepe. So, contrast of the pronunciation of the vowels. And then I was going to start introducing a little bit of, I don't want to call it a sound language, but we have a lot of signs. I don't know, some people observe a lot and they say, well, when you talk, you move a lot your hands. It's just because you're making room or what? I said, no, sometimes when we talk, hand movements had a meaning. Sometimes I give you an example. If I want to mark here something very important, or you are reading in a book and you had something very, very important, you can put a little symbol. Let's put it first in Spanish. Very important. Vamos a poner muy importante. Muy importante. Something very important. When I read in my book, I'm going to use a marker and put here something like this, or put something like this, or put something like this, etc. We don't do, we had a funny way to do this in Mexico. We use an O, J, O, and they look like what? Ojo. They look like an eye, right? Ojo. Well, that's what we use when we're marking our books, our notes, our school notes, wherever we want to be cutesy. We're gonna put ojo. That means important. This is important to me. But we don't stop there. We had the sign. We had a sign when we are talking and we want someone to pay attention to something that's very important. We say, I didn't say anything. I just put my finger and went like this, tap here. That means pay attention. And I'm gonna say it without words. Sometimes it's very useful because let's say that you're in a train station, subway, or some place that you're with your little ones or with a friend and you don't feel comfortable because there's one person that just you had vibes that you don't feel comfortable, but you're not too close to your friend or their relative. You're just gonna say, hey, hey, hey. And that means, watch out, pay attention, pay attention. Okay? And so we come along. I would like to introduce more of this to make a more natural conversation in Spanish, because we don't cut these things. A lot of programs in Spanish cut them because obviously they are more concentrated on the vocabulary, the grammar, whatever. But I think it be more fluid, more truthful, and would include all these little details that we use when we speak our language. Okay, well, we're gonna continue in the new that I have here. I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you, talking about ojo, talking about this, something important. We're introducing this today. I put the word muy. Here there's not a problem, right? Mu. Ooh, ooh, mu. And then I use a Y, and you say muy, y. Hey, wait a minute. This one sounds exactly like this one. Right. And that's the way it sounds. When it's by itself, there is no combined with another one like this. That will be a very different pronunciation, but this is for later. For today, it's not before anything. It's the last one, so it's considered like a by itself. It's pronounced exactly the same. A, E, I, M, U, E. So how you distinguish them? If this is E and this is E? Good question. Very good question. And now let me introduce another hand signal. If you ask me, well, how you introduce, and immediately, if I were your cure person and everybody were talking at the same time, kind of rushing the answer, I would say, hey, hey, hey. This. See, my finger and my thumb, I will go like this. This means just a minute. And I don't have to say just a minute or wait. I only go like this. So, E. How do we distinguish them? Well, we call it this Y griega. We call this the Greek E in Espanol E, or Greek I, right? If it were in English. But in Spanish it's E, and this one is Y griega. Not too much, but is the way it is, okay? This one is an E, and this one is Y griega. So if I were going to spell my name in Spanish, a name, excuse me, it's not mine, but if we're going to spell, what's your name? And I say Yolanda, I had to start spelling Y-O-L-A-N-D-A. Y es lo que vamos a hacer hoy. That's what we're going to go to start today, starting with the ABC in Spanish. I recommend you to see other podcasts in Spanish because, oh my goodness, there are some people that really, really have sensational jobs because they're very good with the computer and they can put the slides and cartoons and music and then all that. And they're very, very good ones. And there's some that teach their ABC with music, without music, for adults, for kids, introduce a lot of vocabulary. So take your pick there. Take your pick there and watch one or two. I'm not gonna do cartoons or all that jazz. I'm just gonna go with pronunciation, which is important for me, the pronunciation. So I only gonna pick up the first letters in Spanish and applying what we just learned. You say he, I don't know how well you can see, but I have A, B, C, Ch. And our alphabet in Spanish, in Mexico, this counts as a letter. And it's spelled in the ABC. The little kids, they had to learn the ABC, A, B, C, Ch. They had to include it. We include it as a one letter of the alphabet, okay? The Ch. Here I have the B with the A, the B with the E, the B with the I, the B with the O, the B with the U. I think I should say that in Spanish, right? B con A, B con E, B con I, B con O, B con U. Because we're gonna I'm gonna introduce the whole alphabet as clusters of family, phonetic family. Phonetic, I don't think for some people is new because all the dictionaries and all the translation they had always in parentheses phonetic pronunciation. That means phonetic remains to the sound that you make. So this family, I call it a phonetic family because all of it does not change anything. I just put the B and the A and I go ba. The pronunciation ba, ba, ba. It's gonna be ba, 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 ba. No change. So I go ba, be, bi, bo, bu. Second one, as you can see, I had a red mark, missing and missing, because, yeah, there's gonna be a change there. That I'm gonna skip that one. We're gonna leave it for later. And we're gonna jump to ch, the sound ch. CH, we're gonna pronounce it ch, ch. Well, come on, we know the word la cucaracha, cha, 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 la cucaracha, la cucaracha. Let's write that one. I think we already can pronounce that real well. Cu, right? Ca, right? Ra, cha. Cucaracha. La cucaracha, la cucaracha. And I do believe all of you know what it means. And if not, that means a roach. Yeah, the big insect, the big bug, we don't like it, the roach. that's very hard to kill. That's cucaracha. Mm-hmm. So when you sing la cucaracha, cucaracha, you're talking about the insect, the roach. Okay, so now let's go with the ch sound. We had cha, che, chi, cho, chu. Ah, talking about chu. Do you like, do you like churros? Do you like churros? Now churros are sold everywhere. Thank goodness. Thank goodness there's a lot of people selling churros here, there, and that's becoming extremely popular, right? The churros. Let's do that again. Ba, be, bi, bo, bu, cha, che, chi, cho, chu. Well, I skipped the one in the middle. C and A will be C and A. A, B, C, che. C plus A, K plus O, ko plus U, ku. Ka, ko, ku. What happened with E, I? In order to have the same sound, ka, k, ka, ko, k, ko, ku, k, ku, and the whole family phonetically sound like would be ka, ke, ki, ko, ku. But in spelling in Spanish, we had to make a change. Here, phonetically, ka, ke, ki. Oh, sorry. Mistake here. Phonetically, ko, ku. But here the spelling is gonna be the ke is gonna be Q-U-E. Q-U-E represents this phonetic symbol. Ke, ke. Like when you say, what, ke. Mexican style, ke. Probably you have heard people saying that when they're talking very fast. Ke. What? Ke. Like, ¿qué pasó? What happened? ¿Qué pasó? And I don't know now, this time, young people, what they say in Mexico, but before is what's new, what's going on, what's cooking. We say, excuse me, they say, me, young, ¿qué onda? ¿Qué onda? ¿Qué onda? Hey, bro, ¿qué onda? That means what's going on, what's cooking, what's new, huh? What's up? Okay? ¿Qué onda? Another expression that you might not probably not find in books, but that's one that you're gonna hear on the street, okay? Well, emphasis again here that to have the sound que, it's gonna be Q, U, E. En español, Q, U, E, que. And by itself, que means what, okay? And remember in Spanish, both at the beginning and the end. I'm sorry, I had to squeeze it here on the top, but it's one at the beginning, it should be here at the end, okay? Question marks, beginning and then. ¿Qué onda? What's up? Key. Does anyone has gone to Cancun? If anyone, I hope so. Mexico is like the United States. You have states. You have the state of Georgia. You have the state of Florida. You have the state of Texas. You have the state. It's the same in Mexico. We have states too. The state of Jalisco, the state of Baja California, the state of Hidalgo, the state of Sonora. So we had the same thing. And Cancun, the famous Cancun, is in this state. Quintana. Oh, I remember one thing. There is a brand of hotels here very famous, no? Wherever you go, you can find them. I think it's this one, no? La Quinta. La Quinta. Quinta. Please don't go Quinta, okay? La Quinta. La Quinta. Yeah, I remember that here in the States, our hotels that had this name, La Quinta. Cancun is Quintana R-O-O. R-O-O. Please don't say Roo because it's not Roo because I had a double O. It's Quintana Roo. Quintana Roo. I have an O here and I have an O here. So I just elongate Quintana Roo. Quintana Roo. I'm telling you, I had two O's there. Okay, well, I think it's enough of the pronunciation today. Please remember those little details I said. The hand signals, remember this one? Just a minute. I said it's very, very convenient to have this one. You're on the phone talking something very important with your boss, whatever, and mom or someone comes and blah, 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 you go. You don't have to talk. The other person doesn't have to hear anything. You just, with signs, you tell the other person, please, 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 just a minute. Just give me a minute, okay? But you don't have to say verbally. With this, you're telling the person to wait. And it's very polite, okay? It's not offensive or anything like that. The other thing I show you in signals was the, someone can tell me, someone remember? It looks like, right? So, ojo, ojo. And we do ojo. Also, it's very, very common with moms and the kid is misbehaving, you have visits and you don't want to start yelling and screaming in front of the visits and the kid is misbehaving, so you just go psst, psst, psst. I'm watching you, keeping an eye on you. Like I said, on our papers, on our books, we something very, very, very important we want to memorize or go back to that spot. You put a tiny little thing. Oh, I forgot to say this. If there's gonna be an announcement in the school or something like that, some people got cute and even instead of writing down announcement, will be anuncio, they might put this. Is that popular? That we use it that much? Well, I'm gonna finish today. We finish here. Please, I mentioned there are very beautiful podcasts. I have seen, oh my goodness, I don't know how many I have watched, but and there are some of them that they did a wonderful job teaching the ABC. And if you go and start memorizing the ABCs for your own good, because wouldn't that be great that you can introduce yourself there in Mexico and said, can you spell that for us? But they ask you in Spanish, can you spell your name in Spanish? Would that be great? Wouldn't that be great? I think that would be wonderful if you can spell your name in Spanish. And especially the ones that we got like a names. It took me forever to learn some names here because besides Maria, Lupita, Teresa, Yolanda, Susana, the names here I was like what did you say? I didn't get it. So they were very kind and they spelled it to me. Well, guess what? I skipped learning the ABC. I jumped into the subject of English and I never bothered to. This is awful. This is awful to say, but that was true. I had to, in a very late in life, to learn my ABC in English because people love to spell things here and they don't spell slowly. They go very, very fast. And that will be the same in Mexico. Exactly the same. And how do you spell that? You go like okay, thank you. And especially on the phone, someone is spelling something will not help. But anyhow, thank you so much. Hope that this class gave you something new. And if you can make your sentence, I know my sentence, you might say they were a little bit cheesy or whatever, but they were simple. If you can come out with something more complicated using the new words, More kudos for you. Great, great if you can do that. And well, we'll see you or hope to continue with this and talk to you again en our clase número 3 next time. You have a good one. I'm gonna say hasta luego. Por favor, si les gustó, ya sabemos, su pulgar, este es el pulgar. Tenemos 5 dedos, dedo, pulgar, un pulgar y muchas gracias. Hasta luego.